large appliances out right now. We are going to be doing so many different things today. It's kind of just going to be a small wins day, but a lot of small wins add up to big wins. So I'm going to try to get so many things done. I'm starting with some pork bones. These are bones that have been in my freezer for a while. I'm going to get them roasting so that I can make pork stock out of them. Usually I put the pork in like the big roaster pan to do it, but I've learned that it might not be safe to can pork stock, so I'm only going to do this a little bit, and then we're gonna cook it in a pressure cooker after it's roasted. So we're gonna get started on this now because it's going to take a long time. I also have a bunch of slow cookers behind me. I am cooking meal prep foods, so those will be just going at the same time as everything else that I'm doing now. Let me show you what all I want to get done because it's kind of crazy everything that's going on out here. Okay, here's an overview of what the kitchen looks like. I have out the pressure cooker so we can cook those bones and make the broth. I also have out, this is a cheese shredder. I'm going to connect this to the Zacme mixer and we're going to shred up a bunch of cheese. I have stuff ready to make some cookies and banana bread. Might do the cookies and banana bread first and then shred the cheese after. Or not, we'll see. So here's our bacon. I haven't even told you about that. We have bacon we're gonna cook up in the air fryer. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. I have 1 egg left in here, and I'm going to use this in probably the cookies. But that's not all the eggs I have. I got a bunch more, but I would like to clean out these drawers. Here's the cheese that we're going to shred up. I got 3 blocks of cheddar because we were out of cheddar cheese. And then over here is our air fryer, which I need to get turned on because we are going to be cooking all that bacon up. Okay, preheat, air fry, start. So I will be getting tons of bacon through here. We're gonna try not to burn it. That's like my last bite of pancake sausage and I was too full to eat it. So I figured I'll get to it eventually. Might make some banana bread, we'll see. So let's get this over here. We'll be able to start that in just a second. Where should we start? I'm thinking I'm gonna start with the mixer. Maybe I'll make the cookies first, then I'll get them in the fridge. I've been testing a bunch of cookie recipes and I think I'm gonna try what I think might be close to good. And so hopefully it will be. I cannot open this with one arm. That's a two-handed thing. So let's get all the ingredients out to make cookies and we'll get the cookies going and maybe I'll put them in the fridge to chill. I haven't been chilling my cookies, but I don't know if I want to put them in the oven while I have the pork bones in the oven. Okay, let's get all those ingredients out. I've actually already run the dishwasher once today and it is clean, which is great. So I can empty it when we get to a point where I don't have anything to do. Now I have put these in basically frozen before and it worked out just fine to just throw it all in like this instead of separating it first. I'm gonna separate them just because I can, but they separate once the grease kind of comes off anyways. This is my favorite way to prep bacon. I don't care if bacon's super straight or twisty or any sort of shape. I just want it cooked and that's all I care about. So this is the perfect method and I can do exactly 3 packages of bacon before there's too much grease in here. I need to empty the grease and they come in packs of 3, so it works out perfectly. Okay, there we go. Also got some paper towels ready for when this is done. Move it a little. Ugh. And let's get out some tongs. Okay, remind me not to forget about that. Okay, here we go. This time I actually do have my butter kind of softened, which I haven't been doing, but we are gonna stick it in the fridge. Oh gosh. This is the chocolate chip cookies. I have not figured out what my perfect favorite recipe is yet, but we're getting closer. You know what I'm realizing? I've been doing this by weight. Yeah, I probably should do that, huh? Just to stay consistent, because since I'm testing things, I need 125 grams of brown sugar. I also want to do an experiment. Yeah, because see, that's how much it was supposed to be, but that's more. I also want to do an experiment to see like what following a recipe by cups versus following a recipe by grams does. This needs 50. Oopsies. Close enough. While that's mixing, I'm going to measure out the flour since I've got a separate bowl and I can just stick it right in there. I need 180 grams, half a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking soda, add in the egg, and a splash of vanilla. We're going to need to turn that bacon soon. I was going to adjust the baking powder and soda and I decided let's not do that today. Here's all those dry ingredients. Chips going in. Okay, that dough looks great. Let's give these a toss. Beautiful. I've also been keeping track of how much each of these cookies weigh as I make them, so just to keep with the status quo, I'm going to weigh the dough. $7.29. All right, with this batch, I'm aiming for 91 grams. What I'm doing is I'm just tearing it each time I make a cookie dough ball. And then I'm just going to the negative 91. Or they've all been about 90, not 91, so we're close, but we'll go shape those in just a minute. I guess I didn't do it that time, but I know 180 is the next number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. The heck. There we go. I think I'm going to give them a smash into a puck shape. Beautiful. Ooh. I got those cookies in the freezer, not the freezer, in the fridge. Let me get these out. I think we've got, I don't know, I like bacon to be pretty well cooked. These luckily are not overcooked. I've done that many times. Maybe I'll just do, some of these I think could use a few seconds longer, because I do not like soggy bacon. But my timer went away for my pork, so I don't know how long it's been in the oven. I figure I'll just look at it. Okay, do those in a second. Oh, I walked away for a little bit too long, I think. That's okay. They're not burnt, they're just extra crispy. I realized that I put all my baking supplies away and I'm going to need them to make a banana bread if I end up doing that. I think I'm going to do that though. I think these are ready to go into the pressure cooker. I did get this lowered down to 375 for the cookies. Let's get these in. I'm going to let that have a second though to actually come down in temperature. In the meantime, let's get this water in here. Stuff everywhere. We only want to fill it about 2/3 full. Where's the max fill line? So not even to the max fill. Should I do this twice? Should we run it through once and run it through again? I've never, can you even hear me? Like it's so loud with this and this. I've never done this in a pressure cooker before. I know that I definitely don't want to do a quick release. That would be dangerous. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. And that's it. Just sea salt. Now let's get this way out of our way. Plug it in. Pressure cook for, oh wow, is it going to let me do hours? Yeah, 2 hours. Start. Okay, my timer ended up being on the timer in the other room, which is why it didn't go off, but it just went off and I just got that set. So I'm really good at estimating 30 minutes, I guess. Let me see what temperature this is in here. Oh, it's still real high. I'm gonna leave it open for a second. I have a thermometer in there so I can tell. I don't know if you can read it. I can barely read it. I think it's a little over 400 right now. Okay, cookies are now in the oven. We'll see them in 11 minutes. I totally forgot about these. Luckily, I didn't let them overcook. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, last set. Gonna be going in shortly. Raise that back up to 15 minutes. Let's see, do we think we're good? And I always overcook them when I give them just a few more minutes. Yeah, we're gonna try to not overcook it. See, I'm worried that like that's gonna be not the texture that I want. We'll let it cool down and see what we think. Let's get this last one in. We can always add those back in if we want to cook them a little more. Okay, we are going to make the banana bread. I'm going to kind of combine two different recipes. I need 3/4 cup of sugar, and that's approximately half of a stick of butter in there. And I don't think I need brown sugar in this, but I do need some vanilla. Get that mixed up. Oh, I didn't put the bananas in. That's okay, we'll get them. Usually I do the bananas first. Whoops. I'm going to get 2 eggs in here, and then I think it's time to take our cookies out. Yep, stop. Well, not exactly what I'm wanting. I think it's related now to the baking powder versus soda, but they're closer to being perfect. We need 1/3 cup of milk. That is 1/3 scoop of milk powder, and that's just about 1/3 water to get us there. 2 cups of flour. A teaspoon of salt, which is 2 of these 1/2 teaspoons. Shoot, that was wrong. I only needed 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whoops. And try to take some of that out because we do not want this to be extra salty. Baking soda is what needed. The 2 1/2 teaspoons. That was our pressure cooker. It's finally up to pressure. I think that's everything except for any add-ins. Now, I've been liking the cinnamon sugar one, like the snickerdoodle kind, so I'm gonna add that in there. And because we've been liking that so much, I'm also, ow, got my finger. I'm also going to do a little bit of cinnamon sugar for the top. Ooh, wrong way. Let's get this pan sprayed. I don't think I've done this specific recipe in this pan before. I'm gonna give it a good scrape on all the sides, make sure it's all fully combined, and then into this we go. Delicious. Okay, it says 45 to 50 minutes, so we're gonna get that in the oven. I don't know why it's so hard to remember the bacon, but you know what? Better late than never. It actually wasn't too late. This bacon was more greasy than usual, I think, because we've got a lot of the fat up in here. I think this could still use like a minute or so. So I'm gonna stick real close. Famous last word. Okay, we didn't forget about it. Which is great. He's done. That's done. See, I think some of those could use a second longer. Okay, I'm gonna call it. They'll be close enough. Now I need to let this completely cool down enough to where I can touch it and get this like into the, I need to get the grease out, but the grease can't go down the sink, so I need to let it cool. So we'll do that. This is gonna sit here. Okay, I think we are at a good point. Our pressure cooker is cooking away. It has still a long time to go because it just got in there. Bacon's all the way done, so I don't have to worry about trying to manage bacon and everything else anymore. So that's awesome. Just need to get this cleaned up once it cools down. Here are the cookies. And then in the oven is our banana bread. Still have all our crock pots on. Here we've got the cheese grater that we'll need to cut up all that cheese. And we have the brown sugar, which goes in one of these 2 drawers. I think the next thing I need to do is clean out these 2 drawers because I don't really want to put everything back in with like dirt and onion peels. I don't currently have any onions or potatoes or anything fresh. I'm wanting to get everything cleaned and then start to stock back up. So I'm gonna get these cleaned. Then we can shred the cheese. We can get our eggs back down into one of these and our brown sugar. Okay, little updated state of the kitchen. I have these cleaned now. I just did the dishes, got the sink emptied so that I could wash these. Dishwasher's been unloaded and reloaded. And these are what I usually put cookies in, but they're a little wet, so I'm letting them dry. You don't want to stack them. So I need to get the eggs, put how they go in here, get our brown sugar in. Then I think the only thing we'll have to do other than wait and clean things up is going to be shred our cheese. Okay, let's see. These zippers never really work. I used to update the packaging. That's weird. I used to switch the packaging to like smaller containers, like quart size ones. I've been just keeping it big, but I don't want it to dry out. I've also been keeping it in my fridge instead of my freezer. It definitely does kind of dry out like that, but I haven't been having enough room in my freezer for it. At least this way I'll be able to like really get a measuring cup in there. Okay. Huh. Well, there was about a minute left on the timer. And now there is no timer. Is my power out? Well, what's on the power? No, it's obviously had power. Interesting. These are cool. Going to get these all in a bag. I like to just keep it in my freezer, and then honestly, I just take it straight out. Oh, I think you're cooking. Sorry about that. Straight out of the freezer into my mouth. I don't even warm it up. Unless I'm using it for cooking something. I've also been working on getting this clean. I got the inside piece cleaned out, and it's in the... Oh, stop! I can't believe that still was going. Can you believe that? I'm sure that would have turned off. Oh, that looks beautiful. Wow. I haven't made this recipe in this container before. It's definitely not done yet, but it looks great. Okay. I keep needing to add thyme for our... Hi, Milo. Oh, goodness. For what is that? For the banana bread. So I'm going to get these off of here. They're a little soft still. I probably should have put them first onto, that one looks good, onto a cooling rack. I'm gonna try this one. Well, actually that's the one that's been in the heat. We're gonna try one of them. Oh. Oh my gosh, that looks good though. Let's taste it. Mmm. Third time's a charm. This looks delicious. Our banana bread's now fully cooked, and I cannot wait to try it. Okay, you guys are not even gonna believe how this kitchen's looking. It is looking so good. Here's a little quick peek behind me. I have the dishwasher running again. Let me show you what's all going on and what's left. Here is our pressure cooker. It has 10 minutes left, and then we're going to let it naturally release, and so that'll probably be another half hour or so. And then I'm going to get this into those little like cubes to put in the freezer, but I'll need to let it cool off first. So this might be a multi-hour process. Just know that's what that broth is for. I did get the shredder onto my mixer, and I got our cheese out. This is our last project other than getting that broth in the freezer. The sink is completely empty. Did you notice there are no crock pots over here? Those are all put away now, and we have our banana bread and our cookies. So we are making fantastic progress, and on to the last thing. Okay, it's like the final countdown. This is the last thing we need to do that's like actual work other than just, oh, this is not a good idea. Other than just getting that broth put away. There we go. You guys, I just buy whatever cheese. This happens to be Tillamook. I don't have like a set cheese that I absolutely love, but I do like shredding it myself. I did get a bunch of quart bags labeled with cheddar, and anytime I'm labeling my bags, I also go through and I open all of them too, so that way it's just easier. You know, maybe this isn't gonna be the right knife. Well, that probably isn't either. Well, I have, why am I doing it this way? I have like a cheese cutting board. I guess it is really small. This is not the method. All right, leave your guesses down below. How many quart bags do you think I'm gonna get? I have 3 blocks this size. And if you were watching earlier and you know that this had raw meat on it, don't worry. It's already been through the dishwasher and sanitized. Okay, first block chopped up, ready to go. This is what I do. I like to put this around here. Get that in. Okay, that was 3 pieces and we got 1 bag out of it. There's a little bit of cheese in there still. So if that helps update your, oh look, that's done. If that helps update your guess. 1 down, a bunch to go. That'll probably be at least a half hour till that's cool enough, because what I don't want to do is let the pressure out and have all of the liquid come out. That would be terrifying and probably burn me. Hey Lola, just a second, I'm almost done, and then we can do whatever you want, okay? Love you. I am starting this at a higher speed than I did last time. It makes it so much easier if you're using a higher speed rather than a lower speed. Oh, okay, I'll give you whatever you want. Lola's down here pawing at my leg. That is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna get her whatever she wants, then I'm gonna finish getting this cheese shredded. Okay, baby. Okay, I'm coming, what do you need? Hi, Lola, you want one? You wanted the cheese. Oh my gosh, that's what you wanted. How did I miss that? You guys, I missed the mark. I've given her all the snacks. You know what she wanted? She started licking me. She wants the cheese. I'll give her some cheese. Yep, that's what she wanted. How's your cheese, Lola? Well, now she's had every snack she can think of and all she really wanted was cheese. Cute. Okay, wasn't Lola so stinking cute? She went upstairs after getting her cheese. She was asking so politely too. I can't believe I didn't know that's what she wanted. Okay, I got all this cheese done though, and it was the exact amount of bags that I had written cheddar on. I don't know how that happened. These 2 are a little less full, so it was like the end of the batch, but there wasn't enough room to like fit it both in, like fit all of it in 1 bag. So perfect amount. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 halves. So 11 bags technically, 10 and a half. I need to get these in the freezer, and then let's see how long that stock's been sitting for. Looks like only 21 minutes. It said to let it sit for at least 30. I'm gonna probably err more on the side of caution, so I'm gonna let it go for a little while and then we'll check in on it. Okay, this has been releasing on its own for, oh, long enough that I don't even think it's, look at that, perfect. Now the question is it actually broth or is it just like water? Smells brothy. Let's taste it. You know, the thing about this one though, I can't tell like when it drops on like a pressure canner. I can definitely tell when the pressure is done being released. Okay, it's very light in color. You know, I don't think that tastes like anything really. So I am going to, I'm gonna put this on slow cook for 4 hours. I'm just gonna let that slow cook away pretty much all day. I was wondering if that was going to work. I've never tried doing broth in a pressure cooker, but I thought I would try it, use the recipe. Usually I put it in the roaster and I do it overnight and it's like 24 hours. So 2 hours seemed a little too good to be true. So I'll just let that go for most of the evening and then I'll get it packaged up into these containers and put in the freezer. That's all I have left. I was sitting on the couch for a while watching some TV, which is why I let that sit long enough to depressurize on its own. I probably could unload the dishwasher again and then reload it, but otherwise we are done. We got so much done. I got all of that cheese into a different freezer than the one I was thinking of because there was room in my chest freezer. We got all of the food into the fridge and I am excited with all this little bit of prep. The only thing that I didn't do that I do a lot of times is chop up onions, but I have a ton of onions already chopped. Ooh, what I do want to try though, one of you guys suggested that I could slice onions and put them in the crock pot and make caramelized onions that way and then freeze them. I need to try that someday, but I didn't have any onions today. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new and haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. I did a video like this last year that everybody loved, so if you haven't seen that, I'll put it here and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.